Welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And he's feverishly finishing his list over there.
I'm good to go.
Time's up, man.
No pressure.
Time's up.
I can knock 2 off.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you got 12 and you're trimming back down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I never got to do your mic.
What do you mean?
Have him talk.
Yeah, you did.
There we go. No, I had yours ready. I didn't have his ready.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
There.
So we are here
Yeah.
on a really cool topic.
Yes. It's one I've actually been seeing popping up around. So I'm nice. It'd be cool to get our take on it.
Absolutely. People who nailed a role so hard it can never be redone.
Yes.
It popped up on Facebook yesterday or the day before, and
Yeah.
it was just literally like a day after Thursday when we were here last.
Really?
Yeah.
So we were still first.
Oh yeah, we were first.
Deal.
I just thought it was awfully coincidental.
Well, no, what I find interesting, because I have seen similar lists, not just recently, but over years. And there's a few names that always seem to pop up, but it can vary. Like a lot of these lists can vary.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's perspectives are different, right? And you don't want to just base it on like awards crap, because that's not quite right.
No, because there are award-worthy movies that have been redone and subsequent actors have done better.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. No, this is a very niche kind of thing.
Yeah.
3 there. So I'm
Let me give my first one, not in any particular order.
I'm going to put number 10 up though.
Well, whatever. But this is not in particular because I can't rate these. But I'm gonna go with Tim Curry as Frankenfurter in Rocky Horror. He originated the role even before the film, and now any other time you see it, they are trying to do Tim Curry's Frankenfurter because you can't do that character any other way.
Yep.
You can't. They tried a little bit with the Rocky Horror Live that was on like Fox or NBC or something a couple years ago. They've been doing a trend of these live versions, and Laverne Cox played Frankenfurter.
Okay.
And it was good, but it wasn't right. It didn't feel right. It wasn't Frankenfurter. Not quite.
Are either you for your number on the list, are either of you referencing a particular movie?
Well, for this one, it's Tim Curry as Frankenfurter.
Yeah,
that's how I'm doing it. It's like
it's a character in a role.
Yeah.
But like if the character has multiple movies in a franchise,
that may vary because
then you name the
quality,
character.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one of mine is a person like that in a franchise.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, I probably might have a couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, James, who do you have that can beat Tim Curry in the number 10 slot?
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter.
Okay.
See,
all due respect to Mads Mikkelsen, I've only seen like 1 or 2 episodes of the show. I've heard it's really good.
What about Brian Cox?
No.
I
I saw Manhunter, and Brian Cox's role is he's in there for like 2 minutes. He's literally zero emotion. Had I seen him before Anthony Hopkins, because Anthony Hopkins is doing the whole thing, I'm not going to blink this entire movie, the way he talks.
Yep.
Brian Cox is he's just sitting there like having a conversation. There's nothing there.
I'm just a dude playing a dude.
Yeah.
I've never seen Manhunter, so
No,
no,
it's not bad.
Red Dragon is so much better.
Yes.
I did see Red Dragon. I saw Red Dragon at the theater.
Yeah.
I didn't see Silence of the Lambs till it was well into home video. I didn't even see that in the theater.
I saw it on home video, but I don't think it was that long after the theater. I was still in high school.
Okay. But I see what you mean. He is in a franchise. So,
Yes.
Yeah. His portrayal of Hannibal Lecter.
My personal favorite of the franchise is Hannibal, but
I think a lot of people feel that way. Like, you also got a lot more of him in it.
yes.
Right.
Like Silence of the Lambs, he's in it, for 7 minutes, and
he's got two key scenes or something.
And they also expanded his role in Red Dragon.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Like that whole opening.
Because if
not
you're
in the
watching
book.
Manhunter to see Hannibal Lecter, it's just like, okay,
there he was.
That's it?
Yep. Yeah, that whole opening was not in the book.
yeah, no.
You know?
Okay.
So, but he nails that role.
Mhm.
Okay, I can't argue that.
And it's Sir Anthony Hopkins, is it not?
Yes. Apologies.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I did have him on my list, but I have extras, so I don't have to bring him up now. I can fill.
There. Mine, I think you'll all agree. This gentleman nailed this role. No one could ever duplicate what he did with Stanley Ipkiss, Jim Carrey in The Mask.
Right there.
What number would that possibly be?
He can be my number 9.
Okay.
But you're right. Like it's Jim Carrey. He is a living cartoon.
He saved the company money because of his facial expressions. They didn't have to do CGI.
Not nearly as much.
Yep,
No.
exactly.
He was made for that performance in particular.
100%.
That era of his films are all in that realm, but that movie in particular, being a living cartoon, that nobody else could do that.
Yep.
And yeah, of course, that's got to be on this list.
What number was he on your list?
No, he wasn't.
What?
Again, there were ones I forgot about.
Yeah.
If Jim Carrey was going to be on my list, it would have been as Ace Ventura.
Because see, last night someone mentioned Frankenfurter. It's like, oh my god, yeah, absolutely. But
Mhm.
I was like, I'm not even gonna try. So yeah, I get you.
And if Tim Curry was on my list, he would be I want to say he would be as Pennywise, but my opinion on this is I don't want to see anybody else in that role. I don't like anybody else's portrayal in that role. And I like Bill Skarsgård's portrayal. Tim Curry's is better.
Okay.
But
right.
I don't I like Bill Skarsgård in that role too. So I can't put that on the list.
To me, that's like directors Rob Zombie and John Carpenter. They did Halloweens that are very different, but I love them both.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel you.
Just the first one for Zombie though.
Yeah. The second one gets a little out there.
He starts getting into that whole spiritual aspect, and that's where he lost me.
James likes that one.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm well aware I'm the only one.
Number 9.
Or it was going to be, I'll put Jim Carrey the Mask there. So
Stanley Ipkiss.
yes.
James.
I'll give you a hint. Right.
Everyone.
I'll give you another hint. No, I guess it wouldn't be a hint. It's mentioned by Kevin Smith on the commentary for Dogma.
Oh, we're looking at you.
How Kevin Smith's direction to Ben Affleck, how he should do it.
No,
He's just like, do it like Gary Oldman in The Professional. Gary Oldman as Stansfield in The Professional.
There we go.
I've never watched. I don't do commentary tracks.
What? Why not?
The Dogma commentary track?
I don't do that.
Okay,
I never have.
Mallrats chase. Okay, well, if you never have, then you never have. But Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and Dogma, the commentary track that has Kevin Smith and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is fucking hilarious with Kevin Smith on a commentary.
I just don't. I've never done them.
Oh, okay,
Never
got
pulled that trigger.
Dude, once you start, it's like crack. You'll be watching them all.
You have seen The Professional, though, right?
Yes,
Okay.
long time ago, but yes.
Yeah.
So Gary,
And yes, Gary Oldman for that. Absolutely.
I can't see anybody else. I don't want to see anybody else do that role. Not that I've heard that it's being remade or anything.
Give them time. Give them time. They got to figure out how they can do Natalie Portman's character today.
That is a foreign character or a foreign film. So rights are.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's
Really?
English language.
I thought it was French or something.
It might have been his first English language film.
Huh.
I mean, Jean Reno is a French actor, but I don't believe. I
thought the film was like made, like it was a French production.
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
It's like Highlander. Chris Lambert learned English to be in it, but
Yes.
it's American.
No, like Jean Reno is the only Frenchman in the movie. It's like Gary Oldman, Danny Aiello, Natalie Portman,
Okay.
Willy Oneblood.
Thought he was about to say Willy Wonka.
no, there's a, and I believe
That's a completely different
no,
film.
there's a white guy in the movie with dreads, and it's Willy One Blood. You know, the whiny girl or something from the
Drexel.
Yeah, Drexel. That's actually where he got the inspiration from, because he mentions it in a behind the scenes interview on True Romance.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this came out before True Romance.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's Willy One Blood, the guy who sings that whiny girl or something song from Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
That's Willy One Blood, and he's in the movie.
I didn't know he was in that.
Anyway, you see Ben Affleck in Dogma, where he tells Matt Damon to do something. He's like, "What?" And you just see him turn his head, and he's like, "Do it!"
Yes. Okay.
He's just like, "How should I do this? How big should I go? Do it like Gary Oldman in The Professional." Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
That's when he's telling them to pop his wings.
Yes. Yep. All right. Well, mine is another iconic film. I think it was 82. And we talked about it the other day. Originally, OJ was supposed to be in it,
Oh, yes.
but it was Arnold Schwarzenegger who became the Terminator. And they have tried to do other things, and it just doesn't work.
Robert Patrick was cool, but he was a different Terminator.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
T1000,
he's not the Terminator.
but the T800,
Yep.
that's Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can't picture anybody else in that role.
Anybody else is playing a robot.
Yeah.
Anybody else is playing a robot. Arnie just became synonymous with a Terminator. There is a distinct difference.
An unstoppable killing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I believe it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's iconic for a reason.
All right. Number 8.
Again, in no particular order. But I am going to go with Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf.
Ah, yes.
He lives that type of, he has that energy all the time. And for him to be able to take it from adult humor and whatnot down to kid level.
Yeah.
And he does it so perfectly.
I do agree. There are many amazing comedians, but I don't picture any of them being able to pull that kind of character off.
Not as consistently as he does through the whole film. He never slips at all.
Well, that could be beautiful editors, we don't know.
Well,
you should watch
sure.
they call it's a Netflix series called The Movies That Made Us, and they do one on Elf.
Okay.
They do Dirty Dancing and
I
Home
have to
Alone.
look for the Elf one. Crystal probably like that.
Elf's
her favorite.
It
movie,
is good because that movie was in. I think it was in trouble for a bit, and then Jon Favreau had to reorder it or something.
There's James. Hey guys, what's the topic? It is the sentence scrolling across the bottom of the screen. People that have nailed roles and that can never be duplicated.
Yeah.
And so far we have Jim Carrey as Stanley Ipkiss, Gary Oldman as Stansfield, Tim Curry as Frankenfurter, Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, and we're just discussing Will Ferrell as Buddy the Elf.
Yeah. And you can see in the film, like James Caan's character is just so frustrated with Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't acting.
No,
James Caan didn't understand what Ferrell was doing. He was legitimately annoyed with it.
I saw that interview because then he goes, after the movie, I went up to Will and he goes, I hated you. I didn't think you were funny. I'm watching it now. You're hilarious.
It was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's the sign of an amazing actor right there. James, who do you got for number 8?
All right. Again, no particular order.
What? You people.
Marlon Brando, Vito Corleone.
I almost had him on my list.
And I say this even though De Niro won an Oscar for playing a younger version. I don't care for Godfather Part 2 that much. And it's night and day. He doesn't act like Marlon Brando. And
well, he's a young Vito. So obviously it's very different, you know. But I do agree. If you talk Vito Corleone and you say Godfather, Marlon Brando is the only name that comes up.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't have enough investment in the Godfather to weigh in here. Both of them are Vito, like they both played that character, and it's iconic for a reason. But I don't have the investment to weigh in. They weren't on my lists.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sadly, he was almost on my list, but not quite. Not like my guy.
Oh yeah.
My number 8. You tell me one guy who could play Ash Williams better than Bruce Campbell.
I considered that and then forgot.
You're right. I didn't have him on my list, and I should have. But sometimes these lists get a little tricky to just pull out, and I don't want to dig too deep online because then I feel like I'm just copying other people's lists.
Well, literally, that's what I did. I went through and I wrote down about 20 names that I could think of, and then I went through a couple lists, and I think I added 3, and then I just fired it down to 10.
Just for some reason, Ash missed, but yeah. Bruce is a staple.
Yeah,
he will always be Ash. Ash versus Evil Dead ending so quickly, it still hurts to me.
Well, I guarantee you won't see another Ash Williams in Evil Dead movie until both Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell are long gone.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably try and do something with the franchise.
And then the set will be haunted by the Deadite version of them because it's all real.
Not let this happen. No. Okay, where is Banners? We are on number 7. Jason.
I'm gonna go with Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump.
I thought about that one too.
Like I don't foresee a remake ever for that film, but I don't think anyone else could pull off what Hanks does with that character. Being the way he was, not showing a whole lot of emotion, but yet he portrays all the emotions. Particularly, I don't think anyone else could ever affect me the way he does in that moment when she reveals that he's his daddy.
Yes.
Just that look where he doesn't move, he doesn't say anything, but there's just a slight shift in his eyes. And you can see that shock wash through him. No, nobody else can do that.
Okay, I got to admit that scene, yes, 100%. Yeah. I can't argue that.
Like that scene gets me every time.
Oh, James said, so who has Hugh as Wolverine? I purposely did not put any Marvel people on this list.
I do have one.
I was going to, and then I took it off.
Yeah, see me, that's low-hanging fruit because literally those people have created those characters out of whole cloth. Like
I do agree, but I have one. I have one.
I had that one, and I took the other Marvel one off.
Because otherwise half of my list would be Marvel.
Yeah, there's several that could have been on the list.
Oh, technically I have 2, but
well, we'll see when we get there.
Okay,
James, number 7.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, James. Too obvious. Like that. Those ones. Yeah. Like RDJ. Nobody can even touch that character.
That's
now.
the one I have.
Well, we'll chat him then.
Okay.
When we get there. What do you got, James?
Tobin Bell as John Jigsaw Kramer.
Oh.
That voice. I mean, you get several movies where it's about the apprentice and then the apprentice to the apprentice and then look, there was another apprentice.
There was a secret Sith.
And before these 4 there was another apprentice, and they all do a great job, but Tobin Bell and that voice.
Mm-hmm.
And even in Saw, is it 4?
D5?
No, it's 4.
Coming next year.
No, 4. There's a prequel scene where like he gets the guy who knocked his wife down where she lost the baby, and it's like one of his first traps or whatever. And I know it is that one, but he's talking to Costas Mandalore, the cop who becomes his apprentice.
Yeah.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Yeah. And he because he started doing he started killing people in the form of Jigsaw, And he's just like, your knife was inferior. Your work was inferior. And he's just like, he's like, everyone deserves a second chance. And Hoffman balks at it. And it's the one time you see Jigsaw lose his cool.
Yep.
He's like, everyone deserves a second chance.
I know that one. Yes. That is, yeah, Tobin Bell nailed that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was another, I think, failed franchise from the beginning. Not failed in the fact that it didn't succeed, but they wrote it thinking it was going to be one movie, like
Yeah.
Highlander,
Yeah.
and wanted to expand.
Well, and then they do a second movie and he's dying. Then they do a third movie and he's dead. Then you do a fourth movie. It's like, wait, he's dead.
Yeah, I can understand getting a trilogy out of it,
Yeah.
but after that,
Fourth one was clever because they did it as it happens at the same time as 3.
Yeah.
And
but
then
then
you get 5.
Tobin Bell was better than Palpatine at having secret apprentices running through that whole franchise. Okay. Like, yeah. But yeah, you're right. Tobin nailed Jigsaw.
and he's always been like, for the few films that I distinctly remember him in, he's always an intimidating character.
Yeah, like the Firm.
The
I think was the
Firm.
first one I saw him in.
Yep. And he was the alien in Dolph Lundgren. I Come in Peace. Was that Tobin
And
Bell?
you go in pieces. I don't know.
That's why I'm dying. You remember Jason Mack?
Yeah.
He did a film with Tobin Bell.
Oh.
Now it was called the Old Man in the Lake, but it's changed titles since then.
Oh, okay.
But I've not seen it yet. But I'm dying to, because the script that I read, I can't picture a Tobin Bell in that
Oh.
role.
Okay.
But Jason says the dailies were coming back amazing, and
All
so
right.
I would love to see that kind of shift in him.
Nice.
James said Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown might be on a list here,
Could be.
That
Could
would
be.
be
but I do agree.
that would be a good choice.
Mine, and I say this one because they tried and failed. Robin Williams as Genie.
Yes. I hesitated on including him. I didn't include him this time, but for that, but almost every character Robin Williams
I was
plays.
about to say that.
Can't
Mrs.
be redone.
Doubtfire, like literally,
Yeah.
you can go down the
He's
list.
got so many.
Yeah, I couldn't have put that on there because I enjoyed the Guy Ritchie Aladdin, and I thought Will Smith was pretty good in that role.
He was okay, but this is
Yeah.
what I mean. He didn't nail the role.
No. I mean, say what you want about voice acting, okay? Whether how is it acting, whatever. I know there's some people argue that, but there's like, how many hours of footage they say do they have?
And it's acting, because
It
you have
is.
to portray everything with your voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some
No.
people say it's even harder because you don't have the a lot of times you're solo, so you don't have any the actual people bouncing off you,
Yep.
and you can't move with it as much. That's why they've a lot of from what I've seen from some, they have more open studios so they can move around
Yeah.
and get it a little more physically sounding.
Bro, that
You
road-
should watch clips of Sam. The hell's his name? The guy who does the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars.
Sam
and
Witwer.
Sam Witwer. You should watch YouTube footage of him where he's just Maul, and he's just like, because Maul's kind of crazy.
Oh, he
And
gets right into it.
The body movements he does.
Remember Batman: The Killing Joke? Did you come with us to see that in the theater?
Oh yeah.
Remember they had that behind the scenes and they showed Hamill in the
Mhm.
booth? Yes.
I didn't care for the graphic novel, so I had no interest in that.
All right. Arguably one of the best Batman stories ever written, but okay.
Terrible comic.
Anyway, shit.
Where were we?
Tobin
Bell. Yeah, he talked about Tobin Bell.
Yeah.
And voice
Genie.
Genie.
Yeah,
Robin
Genie.
Williams,
Genie.
Genie. Yep. That's where we were.
And I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh, we lost you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. If it wasn't going to strong enough to stick, it deserved to die. It'll pop back later. It'll
Maybe.
pop back later.
All right.
Genie. Yeah, I can't think. All right. Number 6.
Okay. I'm cheating, as usual, as we always do.
What?
But I am doing a group here. Now, I hesitated on doing this as 2 separate duos, but just for the sake of convenience, I'm going to put them all together. Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Brian O'Halloran, and Dante and Jeff Anderson as Jay and Silent Bob, Dante and Randall from the Clerks series.
I considered doing Dante and Randall.
Like
I would do Jay and Kevin too, because who can do Jay and Silent Bob?
Well, they can't do Dante anymore anyway because he killed him off.
Technically,
Which
prequels.
Yeah, I
never say never
suppose.
for Kev coming back to it though. You know, you never, because they can always have him come in and do like the ghost thing like they did with Rosario in 3. So.
I think it writes itself.
I can't believe he killed her off too.
Killed off Dante. Now we have Dante's Inferno. Dante in Purgatory.
Boo.
Right? It
I'm
writes
not supposed
itself.
to be here.
I'm not- exactly.
But you know
That's what the whole thing was leading up to.
and I don't know, somebody might take this and say like, oh, but Kevin writes it for them and all that. But why not? If they can play it well and you know, it comes off perfectly in the film.
And like we said, if they nailed the role, they nailed it. It doesn't matter if they're beginners, advanced, whatever, you know, they nailed it.
And like Jeff Anderson isn't Randall. Jeff Anderson isn't a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
As we learned when I met him at that Astronomicon, he doesn't even have a phone. Like he's not on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, during when he stepped away, when he was there, the auditing of they didn't get paid right or whatever. The last time I'd heard from him through Kevin, he mentioned that he was living in like a retirement community somewhere, almost that was damn near off the grid, just because he wanted to be away from people. And this was like years ago. So Anderson is not Randall.
Nope.
So that is pure acting.
I said they nailed it. I put it down as the cast of Clerks.
There you go.
Just to keep it.
Yeah,
there.
that works.
Yeah.
All right, James.
Oh, okay. I will skip. No, I won't. Okay.
Colin Farrell.
You know, I considered him as the Penguin.
Oh, dang.
Because Danny's was good, but that movie is just so damn good. But no, I didn't.
Okay.
You're right. He was great in that, but I would have to give an argument. Robin Lord Taylor in Gotham.
I've only seen the first episode of the show, so
to me, this is a Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger situation where they both nailed the Joker, but they are total different incarnations.
Yes.
Yeah, I had Heath Ledger on here, but I can't.
Batman villains, you can do that with because
Yeah.
they have taken them in so many different
But
directions.
you can't put them in this kind of list then because there's other versions, so it works.
Yeah.
So it's not, they didn't nail it that way.
Yeah, they nailed their version.
Yes.
It's like Caesar Romero as the Clown Prince.
Yeah.
Damn, he was good.
Yeah, I don't care for him as Joker, but I do.
Wrong era.
Jack
mustache?
Nicholson is good as the Joker. Jared Leto is really good as the Joker. Heath Ledger is amazing as the Joker.
2/3 of that's good. Okay, so what's your number 6?
Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman from American Psycho.
Yeah.
I still can't believe he didn't get an Oscar for that movie.
I can. Oscars suck.
Yeah,
That's why I
but-
can believe
And
it.
unfortunately, I have seen American Psycho 2, and they have a stand-in actor playing. Who he has him. He has like that blue exercise mask on, and I think he says like 2 lines because he's like tying up a girl who ends up being Mila Kunis in the movie. It's just awful. The whole movie's awful, and it's like you're not going to get him back for this crap.
Yep, that's the reason he didn't play that second one.
But he apparently there was a scene cut from Rules of Attraction where Patrick Bateman shows up because the movie James Vanderbeek plays Sean Bateman, who's the younger brother of Patrick Bateman.
Okay.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Really?
No.
Have you seen the movie
No,
Rules of
No.
Attraction?
Rules of Attraction?
I don't
yeah.
think I've ever watched it. Is that a weird one with James Vanderbeek and
Where he's in college. Yes, Shannon Sossman.
Shannon
Oh,
yeah, because
okay.
it's a book. It was, I think, Bret Easton Ellis' second book. It actually came out before American Psycho. Patrick Bateman's a small part in the book, and it's all about Sean Bateman, who's kind of like a sociopath in college. And then you take this small part and turn it into, it focuses on Patrick Bateman, who's a complete psycho killer.
I was thinking of a different movie. Rules of Engagement. John Travolta.
No, Rules of Engagement is Sam Jackson.
I don't even.
Rules of Oh, sorry, you're right. Basic Instinct is with John Travolta,
No.
or not? Basic.
Basic is with John Travolta.
Basic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. No, he crossed his legs, right? People just ate that up.
Oh damn. Oh,
Oh yeah, my brain's just
gotta love Hollywood and all the similar titles.
the gears are slipping in the brain today.
But yeah, I'm glad it didn't work out with. I think it was supposed to be a Leonardo DiCaprio originally. I'm glad that didn't work out because I can't see anybody else do that role.
No, Bale nailed that.
Yeah, 'cause he first off he nails the yuppie douchebag so perfectly, right? And then to take it to that next level.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if he nails it quite as hard as my next pick. Because literally I can't picture a person stepping into the outfit of Captain Jack Sparrow other than Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he's on my list.
He's on my list.
Yes. Do you have numbers for that, or should I just throw it on there somewhere?
We'll make him my number 5 then.
Okay.
That makes it easy.
I don't know. That could be count as 1, 2, 3, 4. That's could be my number 3. I don't know.
Number 3, I'll throw it in number 3. There we go. But yeah, Captain Jack. Like literally, just in mannerisms alone, I've seen people try and mimic him. It doesn't work.
No, and the fact that he still does it every once in a while, he'll put the costume on and show up at Disney.
Hell, he showed up in the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
Yep,
that was brilliant.
Yeah, when they renovated it and they just reopened it.
Yep.
Yeah, because he knows. Like, plus you got to think that's got to be fun.
Oh, no doubt.
It's got to be so much fun.
I've seen him in video going to hospitals and stuff. It's Captain Jack. It's like, yeah, that's got to be so much fun.
And because we know he's had a history with drugs, alcohol, and whatnot, he can kind of method act it.
Yep.
He knows what it's like to be drunk.
Yep. Today it's opiates. Tomorrow heroin. That's his body style.
And I love how he said he based his character work on Keith Richards. And then Keith Richards ended up playing his dad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder how much influence he had on that casting choice.
Oh, they made it happen for sure. You know, for sure.
And they got Sir Paul McCartney in there too.
Did
they? Yeah, in the fourth one or fifth one.
See, I don't think I watched that one. I think I only watched 3.
Keith Richards was in 3, right?
Yes.
He was in 3 and 4.
Okay, right. I only saw 3. I don't think I watched 4.
He's like briefly in the bar scene and disappears in a puff of smoke kind of thing.
Stranger Tides. What was the one after that? Dead Man Tell No Tales. I think that's the one he was in.
Was he a crew member? Like on like the pirate crew or something?
He was another pirate, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know I can picture him, but I can't remember what he was doing.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yep, very underrated. They changed the name of that on Disney Plus.
To what?
Salvatore's Revenge or something like that.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah.
Because Dead Man is scary to kids.
But yet Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest is still Dead Man's Chest.
That's weird.
Yep.
Because you got to think it's sensitive to the kids, right?
Smile and nod.
Yeah.
Okay. We were at 6. How about number 5?
That's my Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp. James.
Oh, Denzel Washington as Robert McCall, the Equalizer trilogy.
That one didn't make my list only because I love the original series.
I remember seeing bits of the original series and like Woodward?
Yeah.
Edward Woodward?
Denzel's amazing, but he cannot replicate a 50-year-old white Englishman. He just can't do it. So I had a hard time. Now I love those movies.
What I have a hard time believing is how they gender swapped it and made it Queen Latifah.
Oh, I've never seen the TV show.
Which I haven't watched it yet. I have a hard time believing that she has the same impact.
Yeah. James said Connery as Bond, as told by the other James's wife.
Nah.
A lot of people would agree with that sentiment.
Yeah.
That Connery is the best Bond, so that he nailed it. Nobody else could really follow it.
Sadly, I find Bonds the same as Batman villains.
Yeah.
Because every person who has taken over that role has made it their own in a special way. Like Bond was the womanizing, like he was the book Bond,
Mhm.
right? Then Roger Moore came along, who was the the dandy or dapper English dude.
Yeah.
Then there was Pierce Brosnan was next.
Timothy Dalton.
Dalton.
Well, Timothy Dalton tried. Then there was the Pierce Brosnan. And Pierce Brosnan was like an all-around James Bond. Then you cut to
Daniel Craig.
who came next, and he made it more gritty,
Yeah.
like far more realistic than it had ever been. So they each had their own spin. But yeah, as far as book, Connery did kind of nail that.
And for a tiny bit, George Lazenby.
Yes, just never happened to the other guy.
Now,
I love that line.
Who do you think is going to be the next one?
I want Idris Elba, but
A lot of people do.
I think age-wise, they wouldn't do it just for the franchise.
Maybe.
They'd be looking younger.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robert McCall. Yes. James had a topic. Yeah, Denzel was great in those movies. Like I love number 3.
I liked number 3. I thought it was a bit of a departure, but I understand why. That I have a hard time choosing between 1 and 2, but they're both above number 3. But I think it's just because
sounds right.
They break from the formula, sort of like Hangover Part 3. Though this is way better than that, because he does the same kind of thing, but he decides to stay put. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I only watched the first one, so I
Denzel's
not as big of a draw for me.
And I like the callback to the. I don't know if I should say this movie's pretty recent. The callback as to who the FBI agent is.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a bit of a spoiler thing.
Yeah.
Oh, is it connected to something else now?
Look, other Equalizer movies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll wait till you catch up, and then we'll chit chat.
Like I'm going to catch up.
You don't know. I see Denzel. I love because if I'm watching a Denzel movie, I know he is going to kill whatever performance he's in, whether the movie sucks or not. I know I'm going to enjoy his portrayal.
And I have a hard time deciding now between these because I remember the first time I watched Equalizer 1, I'm just like, this is really good, but it makes me want to watch Man on Fire. But then there's 3 Equalizer movies and 1 Man on Fire movie.
What the heck was it called? With Angelina Jolie. I want to say Taking Lives, but I don't think.
Taking Lives. What?
That was her and Ethan Hunt, or not Ethan.
Ethan Hawke and Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay, no, that's not it. There's a show where Denzel Washington is a cop, but he's a paraplegic now. Queen Latifah is looking after Bone Collector. There it is. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, that movie is phenomenal.
I see.
Stop it.
I never watched it.
There's nothing
I had
wrong.
a few
There's
people
nothing
in my
wrong
circle.
with the movie. Nothing wrong with the movie. I guessed who the killer was from the trailer, from the sound of his voice that they use in the trailer and his eye. I'm just like, I know who it is.
Fair enough.
So you watch the movie, it's just like, he's the killer. You told me.
Yeah, they didn't hide that overly well. Anything Morgan Freeman is in, he's another guy.
And I've got several of that book series at home that my younger brother lent me that I still have to get into.
Yeah, but Denzel's just never worked for me. Like I've never been super drawn. Like I do like some of his movies, but I don't seek out his movies. And Training Day turned me off. I did not like
what?
him.
What?
I didn't like him. I didn't like it. He rubbed me the wrong way in that film.
That's what he's supposed to do, though.
Yeah,
mission
maybe
accomplished.
maybe a rewatch would be in order. But when I saw it, which was shortly after it came out, it did not work for me.
I'd say give it a rewatch.
That's very possible.
I would.
Yeah.
That worked with me and You're Next, because when I watched it, I hated that movie.
Okay.
And then I watched it much later. I think you guys told me to watch it again.
I had the same thing with Road to Perdition and 1 Hour Photo. The first time I watched both of those, I was just like, these are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was that way with Talladega Nights.
Yeah, so was
Talladega Nights annoyed me. I didn't find it funny the first time. Rewatched it and I get it now. And like I go back to it once in a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
My number 5. Again, this character can't be replayed. I don't even think they have plans to do it, but it's Tony Soprano. James Gandolfini.
I've still only seen the first episode of that show.
I never watched either, but I know the legend, and I've seen a lot of clips. So
I have seen the prequel movie, Many Saints of Newark, though it has very little to do with the show. Beyond the characters,
It's a build up. Yeah.
it takes place so long before the show.
And it says it's how Tony became Tony. And the one critic says at the end, he's just standing at the door waiting. And it's like, that is legit why he is so
And
loyal.
the movie's
Like,
so not about Tony.
it is at the very, very end.
At
But
the
you're
very
right.
end.
It's all these other people doing various things. And then you get to that last little like 3 minutes and then it's Tony. And
Of course,
it's like, boom,
they
but-
do pull a fast one in the movie, because you watch the trailer and stuff, and you see him talking to Ray Liotta in prison. I'm watching the movie. It's like, okay, Ray Liotta's his dad. Okay, he just killed Ray Liotta. How is he? Oh yeah, because the guy had a twin brother.
Yep.
Okay.
That's like what Suicide Squad did to me. I seen the trailers with Weasel licking the window, and then they killed him in the first 5 minutes. Like, what the frack? When does he go to jail? When do it? Flashback. Yeah, I love when they do that. Okay, number 4, Jason.
I'm going to go with Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice
Beetlejuice.
because it's such a key flick, that movie, and now that sequel that's coming. Have you seen the trailers?
Only the first.
I saw the
one.
first one.
They just dropped a new one, I think, a couple days ago,
Yeah.
and you get a lot more of him in it. And yeah, yes, please. And,
Okay.
It's nobody else would be able to have the weird quirkiness that he's bringing to
I think
it.
it's a Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow thing. You know, like those quirks are Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Yep, the way he holds his face, the way he says certain phrases, it's going to be Keaton.
Come for your daughter, Chuck.
That
Yep.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
I have a bit of a theory as to how the film may open, because I'm pretty sure you see a funeral happening.
Yeah, it's for Daddy.
The dad, yes.
Yeah. They were
So-
not bringing Jeffrey Jones back.
No, he's still completely good. Was it child stuff?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yep.
Damn.
They went, nope. Oh, wait. Now we got a dead character. There we go. Let's go from there.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the sequel, and nobody can deny Michael Keaton is the only Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Although the cartoon was fun, I will admit that.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen Wilmette did that one. Yeah.
Who?
Stephen Wilmette.
Do I know him?
I know. Nope. So far, I've tried to get him to CKX once, but he was already booked.
Okay.
So, but I'm trying to get him and Allison Court.
That's where I recognize the name from. You mentioned it before
Yep.
because of that. Yes.
Allison Court did Lydia.
Right.
She also did Jubilee in the
I-
original X-Men.
I did know that.
Yep.
And of course, she was Lunette the Clown.
Exactly. James, quick. Number 4.
Okay.
Rob's starting to picture the clock stretch. Move on. Move on.
Okay. This is another Johnny Depp one. Again, apologies to Mads Mikkelsen. It's Johnny Depp as Gellert Grindelwald in 1 and a bit movies.
Okay.
Because like I thought the first Fantastic Beasts, it was great to have the bad guy be Colin Farrell, and then he morphs into Johnny Depp in the last 30 seconds, and then the whole second movie is Johnny Depp, who does a phenomenal job.
Yep.
And then because of Amber Heard, he loses that job, and it turns into Mads Mikkelsen, who does a great job, but it's not the same character.
That's when you can tell. I'm going to jump into mine at the same time because
Okay.
mine is a group. It is the cast of Harry Potter.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's the same with Richard Harris as Dumbledore, as opposed to Michael Gambon. Like, they both did a good job, but when you watch Richard Harris, that's the book. You know, that is.
And Michael Gambon definitely plays it a very different way.
They showed one example which just screamed at me. They read the line from the book. It's from the Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
And it says, Dumbledore turned to Harry. Did you put your name in there? He asked calmly. Then they showed the clip of the film. And
Did you put your name in
he
the
runs
film?
right up into his face and starts yelling. It's like, But then you go back and you remember Richard Harris always had that soft voice
Mhm.
when he was Dumbledore, you know?
He only yelled one time.
Yeah. But it shows you the difference a character can make. Like Michael Gambon did a great job picking up, but Richard Harris was Dumbledore.
Yeah, I mean, I
That's
so
the
wish
same way Johnny was Grindelwald.
Yeah, and Mads did a great job, but it was just like, no, he did such a good job.
Yep. It's
I haven't watched any of the expansion films. We still have to watch Deathly Hallows yet. So.
Really?
You don't even know how it ends.
Yeah, I no idea.
The Fantastic Beast movies are fantastic.
They're fun. They are. Like, I went into them skeptic. You know, it's like, okay, she's just riding on the waves of this, and it's like, but that was damn good. And then I saw the second one. I haven't seen the third one.
Third one is good.
It's
good because you get more Jude Law as Dumbledore.
I was on Team Johnny, and it's like, he's not in it. I don't want to see it. Yeah, but I will watch
as
it.
Good.
But I will watch it. But yeah, so that's when I went with the cast of Harry Potter, because literally the main three, you can't recast any of them.
Not really, no, not at this point.
And they're doing a TV series.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, but I don't know when it takes place. There's very little details out there.
Yep. Okay. We have a comment. Oh, Ian McKellen is Gandalf.
I considered him.
I did
too.
As well. Yep.
And honestly, if my list hadn't been what it was, he probably would have made it. Because that's Gandalf the Grey and White, like dead on. Number 3, Jason.
Bryan Cranston is Walter White.
Thought about that one.
It was a no-brainer for me. He's one of the first ones that came to mind. And you just got to look at where that character starts in the first episode to where it ends.
Mm-hmm.
The evolution of that character, the entire arc, no one else could have pulled off the ups and downs, ebbs and flows of that character arc. No one else could have pulled that off.
Who is this again?
Bryan Cranston.
That's Walter White.
Oh,
on Breaking Bad.
I didn't consider.
I know it's not a movie, but he included Sopranos, so I had to.
Yeah, I did, I guess, didn't I?
Oh, fair enough.
But you didn't know that.
Jack Bauer.
You're right. I had him. Oh,
damn, already. Jack Bauer.
Can I change my Jack Sparrow to Jack Bauer?
Right? Fuck you, Johnny. I got Jack.
But
I thought that. But yeah,
there is the Breaking Bad movie, and did Cranston show up in it? I didn't watch it.
He did.
He did.
In El Camino?
Yeah.
He's dead. How did he show up in it?
It's a flashback.
It counts.
The girl.
He was in it. Here we go. Film. Boom. Done.
Okay.
The girlfriend who
fair enough.
The girlfriend who asphyxiated where he watched her die.
Oh.
She shows up at the end in a flashback as well.
Okay.
There's more than half the movie is flashbacks, because the actual movie proper, there's not a whole lot to it. He escapes, and then it flashes back to this. He escapes, flashes back to Meth Damon, escape, and like doing this and flashing back, and but it's so well done. But yeah,
I've been meaning to watch it. I just haven't.
And you can kind of see like the bald cap makeup on Walter White isn't quite up to what it was, because he was doing other stuff and they snuck him in. Nobody knew he was on set.
Yeah. Surprise cameo.
It's like a 5-minute scene.
Okay. I got to watch that. Number 3 for you, James, was Johnny, but we've changed that to Jack Bauer. Mine is a franchise. And of course, you knew he was getting on my list. You may not have picked Colin. I picked Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hands down.
Yep.
Hands down. Absolutely. I knew you'd have him on your list, and I'm not as big of an indie fan, so.
Yep. I was gonna pick Han, but I liked what
I stay away from Star Wars.
Why?
Just it's too much of a mess anymore. I don't even want to discuss Star Wars.
I like Solo a lot.
Yeah, like Solo was a good movie, and it showed that another person could play Solo, a young Solo, because he had those mannerisms.
He did. Yes, he did.
Man, yeah. Like you can tell he watched a lot of the originals.
Oh yeah.
Now Donald Glover as.
Oh my freaking God! Yes, we need a Lando movie. Is what we need.
I think they're doing a limited series.
Well, we'll see.
Are they getting Donald Glover?
Oh yeah, I think he's producing in one of the writing it.
He was so good.
Last I heard, I think
he's good in everything.
I think they're still developing it.
But that's why I went with Indy, because Indy, you only
like
I know I've picked the Tom Selleck was supposed to be him, and I cannot see that.
Or the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
That was River Phoenix, wasn't it?
No.
in the movie, but there was a show.
Yeah, I think it was Sean Patrick
Oh,
Flannery.
I forgot about the
I think.
show.
Yeah.
I forgot
Harrison
about
Ford
that.
even shows up in the show.
Really?
Does he?
Yeah,
Really?
in one episode, he plays old Indy.
I didn't watch enough of it.
Yep. So, got to have Harrison Ford in there.
Sure.
Number 2, Jason.
Let's see here.
Getting to the meat and potatoes now.
Yeah, well, I have to eliminate a couple here. I'm gonna go with Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, she was almost on my list.
Every iteration, and I'm including Alien Resurrection, because it was
She's a badass in that.
it
one.
was, but it's a modified version of Ripley.
Yep.
That's true.
And we even a few small moments we saw Ripley in there.
Yep.
So you start from the first film and you look through what she did with that character, no matter what your feelings are on the third film and so on,
Just look at the character.
it's still the character.
Yep.
No other woman out there could be Ellen Ripley.
Because the first one, young, naive, holy crap, there's aliens. Number 2, she's like, I don't want to go, but I'm going to go. And
Pure
then becomes
survivor.
a badass. And then 3,
Yeah.
and then the genetic
Yeah.
Ripley. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been on my list. Dang it. That's not on my list. I'm not replacing my number 2.
You don't need to.
James.
I did still. This is the only Star Wars character on my list, and it was Ian McDiarmid as Emperor Palpatine.
Yes.
Because every time Palpatine shows up, he's awesome. He's Palpatine, and even though he didn't do the voice, I think he did a few of the voice works for the animated stuff. I think, but even when he didn't, the actor who did Ian Abercrombie was emulating Ian McDiarmid. He was trying his best to sound like him. So it really has only just been him or someone trying to be him.
Yeah. Like, unless you get to the animated stuff, and that's a watered down Palpatine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do agree with you. When you see live action Palpatine, it's got to be Ian. Because even in the original Empire Strikes Back, the Emperor there, it wasn't Ian.
No.
No. I can't remember the name.
No, somebody else, and you watch it.
It was a female.
Was it?
Yeah.
Really?
Was it? You see, like it's like glowing eyes under the hood. It really looks like his eyes are bugging out.
But you can see there's, things stuck on the face that are supposed to be scars and such.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 3 when they actually brought in Ian and they did the special editions. They went back and reshot that and put in
Okay.
him.
Okay. I did not realize it wasn't the same person.
Yeah, because he only shows up as a hologram.
In number 2. Well, number 5. Whatever.
Empire. I'm trying to remember the name of the.
Dig that up, because it was supposed to, from what I heard, it was a lady that did it, and then they dubbed in a voice. Ask David Prowse what that's like.
Yeah. No kidding.
Let me see. My number 2, while he's looking,
No, Clive Revel.
was that voice or person?
Oh, voice. Sorry. It just mentions voice.
Okay, now you got me thinking. Google. Who
Dear
was
Google.
I
the-
think you'd put him
thing.
right next to the voice.
No.
Oh,
That would-
Marjorie Eaton.
There we
Emperor,
go.
Uncredited.
Okay. So it was a woman in the doing the visual,
Yep.
Yeah.
doing the physical. Okay.
My number 2. And again, I don't think they can even do this series anymore, sadly. But I know when I sat down at Christmas and I watched John McClane go to the Nakatomi building, nobody but Bruce is playing that guy.
I
I
did
gotta
have him considered.
I gotta hand it to you because this is the one of the ones I forgot.
Yeah. Bruce Willis is John McClane. There's no other John McClane.
Yep. Oh, for sure. And every iteration, every film,
Yep.
he's brought. It's John McClane.
Exactly.
He reacts to these outlandish situations just like John McClane would.
I am
He doesn't
curious-
get better. He doesn't get more skilled.
He's just John.
He's just John.
I am curious who the younger version. I can't remember who it was supposed to be because they were going to do a movie year one or something and have Bruce Willis and the younger version in the movie. I can't remember how, and then they axed
Joseph
it.
Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't think so. I'd have to look it up, but it
I get
doesn't
stuck
matter
in a
'cause it's
looper.
never going to happen anyway. They axed it years ago.
Okay, number 1, Jason.
I have 3 options.
Mhm.
I have 3 options that I'm torn between. So I'm going to do the one that I absolutely have to. As much as I want to give some love to RDJ and Reynolds, I'm going to go with Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd as Marty and Doc Brown.
Oh, interesting.
They keep threatening us with a sequel or with a reboot,
Threatening.
but they won't be able to give us what those guys did.
Well, there's a reason they got rid of Eric Stoltz after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, nobody can do that.
And if you don't know the story, Michael J. Fox filmed that at night and then went and filmed Family Ties all day. Get like 3 hours sleep. Somebody would come pick him up, throw him in the shower, and drag him back to the set.
That, and this was the first time that I recall ever hearing when they shot 2 and 3 back to back. It's like they shot 2 movies.
That
back
is one of the first times I ever heard of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like it was such a weird concept.
That's right.
But that was also a thing that strike while the iron's hot, while the series is hot, and B, you don't have to worry about aging too much. You know, not that they're dealing with kids, but still, Michael J. Fox was still younger.
Yeah.
So you got to move quick, right? Because he didn't really change in time.
Oh, apparently it wasn't the first.
No, first one I heard of.
Yeah.
I can't.
Oh, wait. No, that doesn't count. They did the Three Musketeers, and then in 1973, and it was so big, they split it into 2 movies.
No,
That's not the same.
No, this is filming sequels back to back. It's not a practice that's been done all that often, even since Avatar.
Well, that reminds me of an interview clip I heard recently where they were talking about Kill Bill and saying like they think of it as one movie, and Tarantino's like, yeah, I do too, but it is 2 movies because he had to release it in theaters and there was 2 release dates.
Yep. I know that whole logic and whatnot, but
Oh my gosh.
What?
Do you know who beat Back to the Future to the punch by 2 years?
Who?
Back to,
2 years.
1986.
Karate Kids?
Nope. Toxic Avenger Part 2 and Part 3.
Oh,
They were filmed as one movie, but
Damn,
later re-edited.
Trauma.
Oh, damn. Kaufman
Lloyd-
knew how to
Lloyd-
film efficiently.
Lloyd
Yeah.
Kaufman.
Kaufman knew how to film efficiently.
Yeah,
Let's bang these things out.
that's hilarious.
That is awesome.
Okay, James, you're number 1.
Oh, yes. Jackie Earl Haley as Rorschach.
Oh my God,
Oh. You know what? Yes, I will. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that movie.
Really?
I'm
Oh.
not a fan. But yeah, when I think of the character of Rorschach and what I remember from the original graphic novel, man, he got that down.
Yeah. Oh, just his voice, his mannerism, everything. Yeah.
And I like that that's an actor from my childhood that all of a sudden got a nice big comeback.
Oh, I just remembered one. And I remembered it because of Jackie Earl Haley,
Who'd you remember?
Robert Englund.
Oh, it's Freddie.
Yeah, because
Yeah. He tried it.
Jackie Earl Haley tried it, and it's
Yes.
just like, I like it, but it's
It's not Freddy.
Rorschach as Freddy.
Yeah, exactly. If he had done that first, maybe we could buy it, but he did it after Watchmen, and it's like, no. Okay, well, my number 1 should come as no surprise. Eric Draven,
Mm.
Oh,
Brandon Lee.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. Nobody.
I knew you'd have him on the list.
Yep.
And I'm not
No
arguing with it at all.
disrespect to Mark DeCascos, but
He played him on the show,
Oh,
the show is
The
all.
Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
Now, yeah, iconic again, and it stands the test of time. And just look at the hate that they've received for the Skarsgård version.
Even Skarsgård's putting it down.
Really?
Oh yeah, there was a whole article that we.
I just watched Skarsgård's one of his latest flicks the other day, Boy Kills World.
Oh, I've heard of that. I haven't seen it yet.
It is a straightforward, batshit crazy revenge action flick, ultra violent and bloody, and he doesn't say a word in the whole film.
Like Silent Night.
Yeah.
No, it is voiced over.
Marcel knows.
Yep.
Brandon Lee.
Absolutely. No, he has he's been rendered mute early in the film, and so he has a voiceover narration through the whole thing, but it's voiced by H. John Benjamin, voice actor who does
Archer.
He's got a specific timbre to his voice that is, you when you hear it, you're gonna, oh, that's him. Okay, that guy.
Yeah,
and it's the similar dialogue.
Oh, I love his voice.
It's funny. It's fun as all hell. Bloody.
That makes me want to watch it more now.
It's a fun ass flick. One particular fight scene, like the action is so cool and ultra violent that it gets cringy. Like ooh, ooh, ooh. And in particular, there's a fight scene where he's using a cheese grater.
Oh,
really?
Yes, he's literally carving through people in a kitchen with a cheese grater.
Gross.
And you're just watching him ripping chunks of face and arms and legs off, like, ugh. But it's awesome. It was so cool.
There we
with some really cool twists.
That reminded me of Fool's Paradise.
Fool's Paradise.
Yeah, it's a Charlie Day film for his directorial debut, I guess.
Oh,
where he plays a homeless guy that looks like a big celebrity star, and the celebrity's being a diva. So the agent goes out in the street, sees him, and hauls him in to be the actor, but he doesn't talk. He's mute.
Oh,
yeah.
Kind of like, wasn't that what Bowfinger was? Eddie Murphy and Steve Martin?
Somewhat. He was not mute in that film, though.
No, but the same thing, though, where it was like they switched out the actor for somebody else.
Yeah, see, there's Ray Liotta right now going, hey, you look close enough. Get in here.
Okay. Huh.
And yep, they put this mute homeless guy, but he doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
Kate Beckinsale's in it.
Oh. Well, this movie with Skarsgård character, he's deaf and mute.
Oh wow.
He can read lips. But there's one character in particular who's got like a full mustache and beard. He can't read his lips
because you can't see him.
All the actors' dialogue when he's talking, it's all gibberish.
Oh, I love it.
Every bit.
Is it Brad Pitt?
No,
from Snatch.
No,
no.
It's like legitimately just nonsense words put together.
Oh man,
it's not even gibberish. It's like specific words put together because he can't read his lips.
Okay, I gotta watch it.
It's a fun ass flick, I'm telling you.
So I had 4 down for Marvel.
Okay,
because we had Reynolds, RDJ, Hugh Jackman, but I also had J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
J. Jonah Jameson. He nailed that so hard they didn't even try and recast him in Amazing Spider-Man.
I'll be honest. I would also want to include Chris Evans in that consideration.
But see, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You could go on, right?
Yeah.
Chris Evans nailed Captain America. Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Not Captain America. Steve Rogers, particularly.
Fair enough.
Okay,
that's right.
I want to differentiate.
Sam Wilson is Captain America,
he is,
but he's not Steve Rogers.
He's not Steve Rogers.
Harrison Ford said so. Harrison Ford says so. You know it.
That looks awesome. Brave New World does look good.
It does look good, yes. With the Red Hulk, I'm curious.
Yeah.
If it's going to be comic book wise, or if they're going to do a different thing.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do a different thing.
I don't know, because do you know who Red Hulk is in the comics?
Yeah, it's Ross.
Right.
Yep.
But Ross in the MCU doesn't seem like the type. I mean, he was willing to do it.
Didn't seem like the type.
Didn't seem like the type.
Did Ross ever become president in the comics?
I don't know.
I want to say no. I
Is
don't
he
recall
actually the
ever hearing-
president?
Yes.
It's
he says it was that you look different, but it was either lose the mustache or don't become president.
Yeah, lose the mustache or lose the election.
It was just weird because like Incredible Hulk, he's trying to track down Bruce Banner because he experimented on him and then experimented on Blonsky, and then when he shows up again in Civil War, he's a more mellow guy because he had a heart attack. And now you're the president.
Depending on the situation, he may take matters into his own hands.
We know almost nothing about the story. So
Exactly. if it's not him, do they have a son?
I just think they're
Yeah.
I just think they're turning people into Hulks a little too easily now. As much as I liked most of She-Hulk, a little like drop of blood, and all of a sudden she's a Hulk and she can do it better
But
than
remember,
Bruce.
she's also genetically, she was related to him.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but she was
the X
related to him
Call
before
it the
he
X
was
factor in the genes. Okay.
Yeah, but she was related to him before he was a Hulk, and now she's better at it than him
Well,
and
it's
can just
'cause
change at will,
she's
where it took
female.
him years.
She's a female. That's why,
Girl power.
right? And you have to remember, this was set up right from the first movie too. There was a
Mhm.
reason he religiously watched every drop of blood,
Mm-hmm.
right? That he got cut in the factory. He
Yep.
found all of it, he thought,
Well,
but Stan drank a little bit of it. And,
just said, "Wow."
But it had enough of an impact that Ross heard about it through medical reports.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they did kind of set that up. So we can't quash it too much.
Right.
He was great in Incredible Hulk.
Which
Ross.
oh yeah,
William Hurt.
William
Yes.
Hurt was amazing as
Yes, he
that
was.
is.
Yes,
like,
he was.
Oh yeah.
Sam Elliott was great too, though.
All
Sorry.
I have to
Oh,
say,
yes.
he
Yeah.
was. All I have to say is I'm glad they got Harrison to pick up the reins on that role.
See, and I probably would have preferred Sam Elliott myself.
Oh, me too. But Sam Elliott's much older than Harrison Ford.
Is he?
He is
I don't
3
know if-
years
I don't know
older.
if he's
That's much older?
Oh yeah.
Well, I
when,
guess at that level,
when you're
3
getting to that
years is a
level,
lot.
yes.
Yeah.
Ask Trump and Biden.
That's
It's
true,
3
yeah.
years, right?
Yeah. You're right.
But Sam in Hulk was a wicked, but now his older persona, like you see him and he looks older.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford, when you watch him, he looks older, but in movies, he doesn't.
Now, mind you, Sam Elliott has looked old for 30 years.
Exactly.
I forgot. Yeah.
He was
William-
old in Roadhouse.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say I forgot. William Hurt also played him one more time in Black Widow.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. And
Yeah.
of course, this weekend, Deadpool Wolverine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know when I'm going to go see it.
Count the cameos.
Right? They just keep throwing them out. Like I just watched the last trailer and it's got Daphne McKean in it. So X-23 is back.
Yep.
Yeah,
All grown up?
I read a piece of trivia where she had to lie about it, which wouldn't be the first for
Yeah.
Talk to Andrew.
X-Men.
Andrew and Toby had to lie.
Talk to Tom Holland.
Right? No, don't.
No,
That's where you're going to get all your answers.
Everybody's one of the biggest questions and theories people have is you see Lady Deadpool.
Yeah, but she's in the last trailer too.
All right.
Yeah.
But is that Taylor Swift?
It's
no,
Blake Lively.
he
You
put
are.
out
You think it's Blake?
he put out a thing saying that she's not, but
You
Yep.
can't trust anything out of his mouth.
I bet you any money we've seen bits of film that aren't even in the film. They just filmed and put
Oh,
that out as
no
leaks.
Oh yeah,
But Dogpool is a real dog, no
Mhm.
CGI. That is a real ugly pug. All right. They have to quash those rumors right away. That is not a CGI dog.
I believe it. I believe it. No, I'm excited for
I'm
it.
hoping we see Panda Pool.
I think my favorite line so far was in the one trailer that I watched where they walk up and the Ant-Man helmet opens and he goes, "Oh, look, Paul Rudd finally aged." Like that's
Are there any rumors that Loki or
Mobius.
Mobius will show up?
We know the TVA's there,
Yeah.
but
So-
Loki, no.
probably Loki's like the life tree or something now.
Yeah.
He's a little busy.
Mobius,
maybe
is,
Mobius.
Mobius is still working there because he saved everyone.
Yep.
So I'm wondering when this takes place in the TVA's timeline.
That's what we'll find out when we watch the movie.
they've tried to consistently place movies after each other as much as they can.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this takes place after the events of Loki season 2,
Right.
Okay.
until we see otherwise. Yeah.
Right.
Like we don't know who that new character is. That guy that he's talking to. I don't recognize him from Loki.
Who's talking?
He's
to?
not from
the
Loki.
TVA
Matthew,
Oh, the
agent.
TVA
Matthew
agent.
McFadden.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's another agent.
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't know anything about them beyond that. But no, I've heard no word on Mobius.
But this is going to be the big MCU reboot. This is
Exactly.
where they're kicking it off.
They're banking everything on it.
Yep.
This is like Days of Future Past, where they just wipe the whole slate clean. or rather wiped X-Men Origins Wolverine clean.
Yeah.
All right. So they've said it that we're probably going to get our introduction to the new X-Men.
I could see
Okay.
bits of it. Yeah.
Including the new Wolverine. Who do you think it is?
Right now, I think Daniel Radcliffe.
James?
I have no idea because they've mentioned so many people and they all say like, "Oh, I'd love to hear someone," but nobody's talked to me about it.
Okay. Who do you want?
I would love to see Daniel
Hugh
Radcliffe.
Jackman.
I want Radcliffe.
I want Hugh Jackman too.
I want Radcliffe.
I can't see another Wolverine
That's exactly. It's hard to see it.
But again,
unless they CGI Hugh Jackman like they did in Logan to get a younger Wolverine.
what they're going to end up doing is what they do with every other character. They're going to do a whole new universe, and that way it's a different story, a different look, and it can go a different way.
That's the beauty of the multiverse.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just can't picture anyone.
No, I am so with
exactly.
you. And I am a diehard comics guy. That is not Wolverine by any stretch, but it is Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
Wolverine's 5'3".
Yep.
Yeah,
He's
I know
supposed
he's
to
a
be
short
short.
guy.
Yeah.
And
Hugh Jackman is not.
No.
Tom Cruise is a short guy.
Radcliffe, on the other hand.
Yeah, he's 5'8".
Daniel
Or
Radcliffe.
5'5".
Daniel Radcliffe could pull off a more physical statured Wolverine. He'll fit the look. He needs to bulk up considerably.
He can get pretty ripped.
That's what he needs.
But there is a difference between ripped and bulky.
And Wolverine was just stocky.
Yeah.
So he just needs to be proportioned right for that size and be ripped. And
Easy
it'll
peasy.
work. It'll work.
Easy peasy.
So, but we'll find out next week.
Sort of like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, Marcel said Daniel Radcliffe. Mm-hmm. But see, and that's the rumor that scene with Patch, that's Daniel Radcliffe.
I heard that too. Yeah.
I can't find that clip.
Oh, that's when in the very first trailer, and it's just a camera pulling in on the back of a guy sitting in a chair. He's got a white jacket on, but he's got the wolvy hair.
Yeah.
And it's just boom. That's the old shot right there. You don't get to see anything else. But they're saying that's Patch from Madripoor, and that it's Daniel Radcliffe.
And you know what we get in 2 weeks after Deadpool?
What's that?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh,
That's coming very soon.
Lots of things.
And Marvel, or somebody threw out something, a hint that one of the films they may be talking about and revealing like a director and whatnot is the next Thor
Nice.
and the Legend of Hercules. It's not Taika Waititi.
Because right now Thor is the longest Marvel character.
That was
series.
the stinger from Thor: Love and Thunder.
Right. But Taika Waititi, apparently it's not Taika Waititi. We don't, there's no rumors as to who it could be.
I
but
flicked too hard.
none.
I put your clothes back on. I put your clothes back on. I love Russell Crowe in that movie.
Yes.
Again, that movie went
Zeus.
too silly for me. So it
And
lost me.
we talked about it before. Ragnarok was a serious film with comedy, and this was just a comedy.
With a badass Christian Bale performance.
Yeah.
He was freaking amazing.
Yep.
Like legit, I feel like that role was wasted in that film.
It was.
Because of how lighthearted they took everything else.
They could have got away with that character. Could have had a lot more legs to it.
To me, this felt like a Spider-Man 3 where they just had so much in it. It was hard to give anything its just due.
Yep.
Because they had gore, and they also had Lady Thor going through the cancer, which they didn't give enough time to. Yeah.
And then they had the running joke of the Stormbreaker being jealous.
Right.
Hammer. Yeah.
And on that note, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Toodles.
I say shut up! It's a